The planet of Alderaan was selected by Senators Padme Amidala of Naboo and Bail Organa of Alderaan to be the setting for a conference addressing the rising refugees created by the Clone War. But in the Jedi Temple, the Jedi padawan Ahsoka Tano sensed a great threat to Senator Amidala, and with the permission of Grandmaster Yoda, she joined the Senator on her journey. Ahsoka's visions become reality when Padme is shot in the shoulder from the bounty hunter Aurra Sing, and when attempting to kill Padme for the second time, Ahsoka and Padme work together to defeat the assassin, later discovering that she had been employed by the imprisoned Ziro the Hutt. But what if Padme had been killed by Aurra Sing? How would Anakin react to her death? Who would take her place as Naboo's senator? As you're about to find out, the death of Padme will shift the complexion of future events in the universe. Ahsoka could sense the danger from Padme's room, and bursting through the door before Aurra Sing could fire, she pulled her body from the ventilation system above them. The bounty hunter was not one to give in, and firing repeatedly at Ahsoka, the speed of the shots takes the Padawan by surprise, and she tumbled to the ground in pain. Padme was about to pull out a hidden blaster, but Aurra Sing is quicker, and the shot from Padme diverted to Ahsoka as she found her own torso bleeding. The bounty hunter had exacted revenge for Ziro's capture, and dragging Ahsoka to her own ship, it left Bail Organa and Captain Typho to finally break open the door. Padme told them that they should not blame Ahsoka before she fell into a permanent slumber. Senator Organa immediately scrambled to the closest holoprojector and relayed the news to a stunned Jedi Council, who were saddened with the loss of one of their closest allies. The Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker soon rushed into the room, sensing the death of Padme in the Force, but the confirmation from Bail Organa made him howl so loudly that the windows around their tower started to shatter. The abduction of Ahsoka enhanced his dark side emotions, and sending a force wave across the room, the entire tower started to shake. Yoda put the Jedi Knight into a meditative stasis before matters got out of hand, and after being carried to the halls of healing, they discussed what should be done to rescue Ahsoka. Unfortunately for Ahsoka, the Jedi were currently preoccupied by battles on other planets, and with Anakin dangerously close to the dark side, they had to wait for one of the Jedi to complete their missions. Obi-Wan knew that Anakin would not take kindly to the news, and he started to have doubts about the decision making of the Council, so once the healers had gone to sleep, the Jedi Master took matters into his own hands, shaking Anakin from the restraints that had been placed on him. A furious Jedi Knight awoke to his master, and as Obi-Wan told him about what the Council had decided, Anakin ordered him to be released. The Jedi Master calmly unshackled his Padawan, and risking his seat on the Council, he joined him in his pursuit of Ahsoka. The first destination they marched to was the Republic Judicial Detention Center on Coruscant, where they scaled the Tower of Cells to Ziro the Hutt. Placing their lightsabers at the throat of the Hutt, Ziro blabbered as they interrogated him for the location of Aurra Sing, and revealed that the Jedi would fetch a high price. Anakin cut the throat off of the former Hutt's council member, depriving the Republic an opportunity to receive a record of the Council's activities, but at least the Jedi knew that their next destination was Florum. The Jedi leap into their trustworthy Corellian freighter and travel through Republic and neutral airspace on their way to the Pirate Enclave when they spot the starfighter of Aurra Sing, but Obi-Wan knew that they could not harm Ahsoka if she was being held inside, and making a landing by one of the dust bowls that decorated the surface of the planet, they hid behind a rock formation to see the bounty hunter dragging Ahsoka on the floor. Obi-Wan could not stop Anakin using a burst of force speed, and cutting off the two antennae on her head, he disabled her weapons and ordered her to return his Padawan. The bounty hunter was forced to concede Ahsoka to the Jedi Knight, and she sprinted to Hondo's hideout before she could be killed, as Anakin and Obi-Wan took the Padawan to Naboo for the funeral of Padme. Anakin was silent throughout the ordeal until he sensed a warning in the Force, and igniting his blade, he saw a shadow move amongst the large crowd and blood across the floor. As he barged through the bystanders, he used a Force-enhanced jump to see several Pantorans being dragged away by Sarge Ventress, and Anakin did not resist the chance for more vengeance. Intercepting the Dathomirian before she could board her ship, Anakin powerfully clashed against the two red lightsabers, and managing to pin her to a wall in the hangar with his hate, he is eventually joined by Obi-Wan. The Jedi demand Ventress to tell them her reasoning behind her attack, but continuing to stay silent, Obi-Wan incapacitated her before Anakin could kill her. The dark side continued to simmer within the Jedi Knight, and one onlooker was pleased that his plans were proceeding as he had foreseen. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine had been quietly pleased by the death of Senator Amidala, as she had been opposed to many of his moves in the Senate. Soon his home planet would be delegating one of their representatives to take the place of the senator, and given his weakness to manipulation, Jar Jar Binks needed to be the new senator for Palpatine's plans to be accelerated. After the funeral of Senator Amidala, Palpatine discussed appealing to the remaining Gungans, following the annihilation to most of their population by the Separatists. Anakin and Obi-Wan return to Coruscant, where they meet with Representative Binks, and the Gungan is eager to be the Senator of Naboo. The Jedi are skeptical about letting Jar Jar take such an important role, and leaving Anakin to go to the medical center to visit his padawan. Obi-Wan joins the council to discuss who should take the position of Padme. The Jedi decide to make their own plans for promoting Jar Jar, and they would ensure that a Jedi Master was at his side at all times, to prevent any form of manipulation. Returning to the Grand Republic medical facility, Obi-Wan saw Anakin with an equally enraged Ahsoka, and together they embarked on a mission to eliminate Asajj Ventress. The Jedi Master ordered the Jedi to be patient, and as if by fate, they received a transmission from Admiral Yularen reporting of a full-scale attack on his Venator-class Star Destroyer. The three Jedi mobilized their battalions on Coruscant's military landing platform before taking to the skies in their Republic gunships to join forces with their military admiral. Upon their entry into the Sullust system, Anakin and Obi-Wan use their starfighters to guide the clones and take out the opposing droid tri-fighters, who were decimating the engines of Yularen's flagship. Amidst the chaos, Ahsoka's squadron spotted a fan-bladed starfighter of Ventress, but the Jedi Padawan sensed something different in the Force, emanating from the dark side user. Requesting for Anakin and Obi-Wan to move to her position, the two Jedi can also sense Ventress, and they just move away in time to see a starfighter tumbling into the hangar of one of their ships. Anakin and Obi-Wan leave Ahsoka to command their forces, and with his immense hatred, Anakin started to choke Ventress before she had even lifted the canopy open to their ship. The Night Sister revealed through her constricting throat that Dooku had betrayed her, and she was not working for the Separatists, convincing Obi-Wan to demand for her to be released. As the battle began to turn back to the Republic, Ventress could see the hate within Anakin and requested for the Jedi to go to her home planet of Dathomir, as if they had any hope of defeating her master. The Jedi and the Night Sisters would need to combine their forces. Once Ahsoka had returned from her battle, the Jedi decide to accept the offer, but proceed with caution as they follow Ventress, who had borrowed one of the Republic's starfighters. Landing on the planet of Dathomir, the initial hostility from the Night Sisters is broken by Talzin, who guides the Jedi into her lair, whilst Ventress is being healed. The leader of the clan discusses her plan to kill the Sith, with the aid of her most talented warriors, but the Jedi knew that Dooku would be prepared, and a different sort of ambush is planned. Once Ventress had healed, the Jedi mobilized a small legion of clone troopers to create a diversion, and descending from a Republic gunship onto the tallest tower of Dooku's castle, they dropped several detonators into one of the auxiliary rooms. Once they detonated, the Sith awoke from his slumber and ignited his blade to try and find the source of the commotion. The smoke detonators, which the clone troopers had also placed, provided a sufficient distraction for the Jedi to breach the defences of the castle and charge to the Sith apprentice. Working together with the invisible Night Sisters, Anakin led a hate-fueled frenzy against Dooku, trapping him on the stairs to his throne. With his lightsaber thrown out of the window, the Sith subtly activated his holoprojector and tried to summon the services of General Grievous, and the figure of the droid general declared that he would be there to save his master. Anakin had no intention of giving Grievous the opportunity, but before he could kill Dooku, the Sith activated the hologram of Darth Sidious, and the hooded Sith Lord coldly announced they had failed him for the final time, and choked him to his death across the galaxy. One Sith had fallen, but another still remained. The Jedi glared at the fading hologram of Dooku's master, who had been identified under the name of Darth Sidious, and Anakin instructs ARC Trooper Echo to try and find the source of the recording. The Sith Lord was surprisingly operating from the home planet of Coruscant, and revealing this to the Jedi Council, Yoda felt a great wave of shame at allowing the dark side to cloud the Jedi Order. The Grandmaster ordered those on Sereno to return to the Jedi Temple, where they planned to search for the missing Sith, but as soon as the hologram disappeared, the Jedi hear a rumbling from above the castle. Grievous's forces had finally made their arrival and were raining fire upon Dooku's home. The cyborg awaited them with an entire droid battalion, but before Anakin was about to use his hate onto the droid general, Obi-Wan stepped in front of him and declared he had unfinished business with Grievous. This left his padawan and Ahsoka to use the Republic gunships to form a perimeter around the castle's edge, then separate the droids. Anakin and Ahsoka used their hatred to lift up a B-2 super battle droid and turn it upon the droid army. Grievous could see and hear his army faltering, despite vastly outnumbering the Republic forces, and he made a move to the previous location of his ship, but to his disgust, his starfighter had been destroyed, and he turned around to meet the blade of Obi-Wan, finding the most obscure of gaps in his armour, and the cyborg started to implode. Obi-Wan deactivated his lightsaber, letting the corpse of Grievous clatter to the floor, and turned back to hitch a ride on one of the gunships, back to their primary destroyer. The Jedi surround their large holotable to gaze upon the schematics of Coruscant when they felt the fleet under siege from Separatist forces. The mysterious Sith had clearly wanted them killed before they could reach the temple, but he had not accounted for the speed of the escape of the Republic forces, as Anakin created a path through the Separatist trap for a squadron to navigate, and they skidded to a halt on one of Coruscant's landing strips. Whilst the clones head back to the Republic military base and wait for their orders, the Jedi gather in the temple to be briefed by the Council. No sector of Coruscant was to be left unguarded, and each Jedi gathered their clone battalion to search for the Sith Lord, but Anakin was soon met by an invitation from the Supreme Chancellor to meet him in his office. The Jedi Knight was assured by Ahsoka that she could handle her assignment, and Anakin entered into the office of his mentor. But before he could see him at the far end of his office, he felt a tremor in the Force, and Jedi all around him were starting to fall, as Palpatine had just executed Order 66. As the Chancellor gazed out of the window, he could feel Anakin stumbling towards him, and asked him to marvel at the chaos below them. Revealing himself to be the Sith Lord, he stated that there was no choice for Anakin, with all of the Jedi about to fall at the hands of the clones. But before Anakin could make a decision, several salvage ships had breached the battle above the planet to arrive to help the Jedi. The severely injured Obi-Wan had been rescued by Ahsoka, having both abandoned their clones, and they leapt onto the passing speed of Bail Organa to the level of Palpatine's office. The two Jedi save Anakin before more clones entered the building, and once he had defeated his inner conflict, he focused his hate on the blur created by Palpatine. With a mighty use of their telekinetic abilities, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan throw Anakin down towards the ground, and the Jedi Knight brandished his lightsaber in front of him, then perfectly sliced Palpatine into two before he could kill Talzin. The death of their leader seemed to stop the clones, much to the relief of the tiring and depleting Jedi, but the destruction caused would be difficult to repair. After the wounds of the Jedi had healed, Anakin decided to leave his duties on the battlefield and took Jar Jar's position as the Senator of Naboo, where he would ensure peace and stability on the planet until a new threat emerged. That is it for What If Padme was killed by Aurra Sing. If you enjoyed this What If, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.